Bzz, bzz, Rune. Bzz, Rune? Come in, Rune. Brother? Terrible reception on my end. I can barely hear you. Do you copy? Over. Brother? What's this all of a sudden? Are you crying? I see. You couldn't understand each other at all because of language issues. Exactly. And I don't want to keep asking Sally and Ritoda to translate for me either. I feel like such a deadweight for them. That's quite the problem, huh? Only made even more difficult because of how you never think before you act. Sniffle. You're going to be travelling to all sorts of countries. Isn't it common sense to think about how to deal with the language barrier? I was just so overcome with joy that I never even stopped to consider that. Well, don't panic. As we speak, the members of Lab 9 are analysing the aeroterm that Ritona and Selfie used. It won't be anytime soon, but eventually be equipped with a similar function. What? What do you mean by that? Ask Albas for the details. He's the one in charge of analysis and development. Wait, what? Rune, can you hear me? Albas? Yes, I can hear your kind voice loud and clear. Nothing like Rudo's. Well, excuse me. Oops, did he overhear? Anyway, about development of that aerotratum. Oh, yes. Am I really going to be able to use it? This is all happening so fast, I'm absolutely lost. Actually, we've been able to upgrade our system so that we can remotely control your mannerware. Well, ain't that convenient? What, is that even possible? Every sister is connected to the Vihid's enterprise with a special manner line in case of an emergency. This means we can transmit any information about your mannerware directly to you. Does that mean I have a direct Comcraft line inside me like Selfie and Ritona? Yes, the principle is similar to the transceiver that you have with you now. Science! Isn't it amazing? Oh, wait. Even if you push new features directly into my mannerware, it would need much more manner bandwidth than what we normally use for conversation, right? You're right. Mannerware pretty much makes up your core existence, so we need some allowances for safety reasons. That's why we've allocated roughly 3 to 4 times the normal bandwidth needed for communication. As long as nothing too extreme happens, we should have more than enough to spare. But wouldn't that cost a huge amount of money? Well, quite. Well, that was the official reason for Lab 9 conducted field tests on new technology. Russell. The truth is, Rudo wanted to support you as much as he could for your journey. Before you left, he ordered your minor connections bandwidth to be increased quite a lot. Wow. My brother did? I couldn't think of any other reason. He practically had a shouting match with the board of directors about it. Brother, just like always. I could hope you could cut him some slack. He still needs to work on his people skills. He really does. You know, it feels as if we've already been apart for a year and a half. A year and a half, huh? I wonder why. I know you left earlier this morning, but even I feel the same way. Well, I knew I could depend on Rudo. He's my big brother after all. Anyway, back to Aerotum. I've actually been curious about it ever since I met those two. Thanks to Ritona and Selfie, I was able to witness firsthand a kind of mannercraft called the Mind Dive. I was able to observe the process of packaging mana when Selfie communicated with me during the dive. That gave me a hint on how to do it. I thought I might be able to replicate it through scientific techniques. Really? Is aeroterm simple enough that you could imitate it just by a quick observation? That's the thing. While I've experienced it myself, figuring out how to replicate it is pretty difficult. Oops, hit my cup there. Still, a linguistic system that allows everyone to understand each other. It definitely has some aspects in common with the essence of what science is. Using mana as a vehicle for one's own thoughts and consciousness. Whoever thought of the concept is undoubtedly a genius. Basics like constructing a universal mannerism that makes the other person understand what you're trying to convey. Oh god, what's wrong with me at the moment? Thinking of words as nothing but various wavelengths might make it easier to comprehend. By assigning a different... I have no idea what's up with me right now. By assigning a different frequency and amplitude to each concept represented by a word, you may convey information regardless of what language you spoke. Then you package it and send it as mana so that the other person can more easily interpret it. Sorry if I'm interrupting. I don't understand even a word of what you just said. Oh dear. Sorry about that. Nit Hitch and the others and I were talking about the workings of aeroterm just now, and I couldn't help but want to share. Haha. I didn't know Albas could be so passionate about this. We should be able to complete the prototype by tomorrow. Tomorrow? So quick? That fast? It's not like we needed to create a physical prototype anyway. It's nothing more than figuring out how to package it as mana. There will probably be some issues that need to be ironed out, but we'll continue to send you updates as we improve it. It'll take a while before it's perfect, so just be patient. Of course. And there you have it. We'll be sending you the aeroterm protocol one of these days. Rune, we're counting on you for the field tests. Yes, leave it to me. Oh, and... How is it? The outside world. Brother, it's like, you know, just... Yeah, don't mention that we're in an underwater city. Looks like your vocabulary mana bank is malfunctioning. That's not it. How do I say this? It hasn't been a day since I left Cardia, and I've already experienced so many new things. How do I put it? It's been full of overwhelmingness. Rudo, you'll never guess where I am now. I'm in a city at the bottom of the sea, right in the middle of the Vita stream that Dad researched. Can you believe it? A city at the bottom of the ocean. Port Sassari in Viscanta, right? And bottom of the ocean would have to be you're in Neo Sassari. Was it Ritona's idea? Good thing I made sure to give you a lot of extra money. No way. Rudo, how did you... Geez, you know everything, don't you? At the very least, I'm pretty familiar with Viscanta, especially with Sassari. After all, Hivit's flagship facility is located there. Huh? Hivit's? No, that can't be. How did they manage to get a contract? It's a long story. Well, regardless, don't stay in Sassari too long. If you're in Neo Sassari, then you should have already noticed that town. Well, I don't really want to say this, but Viscanta isn't a good place to be in right now. What do you mean by that? It happened over 10 years ago. Viscanta was on the verge of collapse until Ceres invested heavily in its development. Now there's a huge gap between the rich and the poor for those two countries. I had a feeling that was the case. Things felt off. I'll be straight with you. With the way things are, tensions between Miss Cantor and Ceres are at their peak. Unfortunately, the ship arrived late, so you had no choice but to stay the night, but you need to leave as early as you can. What do you mean by... Rudo, we're just about at our limit for the manor. We need to end the transmission soon. Did you get that, Rune? We don't have much time left for this transmission. Yeah. That place shouldn't pose that much of a threat, for now at least. As long as you're with Ratona, you shouldn't be in any danger. Just, all you stand to gain by staying there is bad memories. Oh, okay. I understand, Rudo. Hope to hear from you soon, Rune. Likewise. Good night, everyone. Rudo, this is amazing. We were actually able to communicate with the inner hall. Of course, that was the idea in the first place. Well, yeah, but I know that, but still. Doesn't it get you excited seeing it happen with your own 2 eyes? What would Sid say if he was still alive, I wonder? Who knows? But let's not forget Rune. Rune sounded like she was enjoying herself. I had my reservations about sending her out at first, but as long as she's happy. Come on everyone, we're not getting any sleep tonight. There's work to be done. Let's hustle and finish this Aerotoro protocol prototype. Rudo, you have a meeting tomorrow with the board of directors, right? We're counting on you to keep them off our backs. Yes. Well, if you'll excuse me, good night. Have a good rest. Thanks for your hard work, Rudo. How do I put it? It's full of overwhelmingness. See, Rudo's having a good laugh there.